Is McDonald's depending on low income customers for their comeback? The answer is yes, or at least they think it is. Okay. Which I feel like this is so stereotypical that
Yeah.
low income users are the ones that buy fast food, therefore, they've priced themselves out of the market now because they've raised their prices so high that their target audience, which is low income, can no longer afford them. Now, if you've been under a rock for the last year, you may not have known, but McDonald's has definitely been in the news a lot the last year. They had a deadly E. coli outbreak that was linked to onions in the quarter pounder burgers, so that wasn't helping sales. In fact, they pulled all the onions from the burgers, and then they actually just pulled the burgers for a couple weeks. They've been battling declining sales all of last year, so they launched a McValue meal, a combo meal that was $5. And the majority of their franchisees did not even want to sell it because the amount of profit was so little. But it's still the same amount of work as if somebody had ordered like a full priced combo.
Right.
Now, one of their plans that they just launched in January is a new McValue menu, but don't get too excited. It's not like the dollar menu that they used to have where you could get a cheeseburger for $1 and a McDouble for $2. Yeah. No, this is if you buy an item at regular price, you can add on additional items for anywhere from $1 to $5. So this is basically like an upsell menu, if you will.
Yeah.
And so this whole thing with McDonald's just became laughable because of this one quote. And it says, obviously our performance in 2024 did not meet our expectations, but I'm still immensely proud of our McDonald's system. It was a busy year, and at times it felt like McDonald's was a part of almost every major news story, reflecting the reach and visibility of our brands. Okay, I know that there's so-called no bad publicity, but in this case, every news story about McDonald's was bad. Nobody had a good McDonald's story last year.
No.
So this is corporate, skewing of words here. Yes, Our visibility was huge. More people were talking about us. They weren't talking nicely.
Okay? Yeah, it's not the type of conversation you want to occur around food.
Yeah. They did say the U.S. food safety issue is now largely behind us, so we expect to have fully recovered sales by the beginning of second quarter. I think that's going to be a stretch. But once again, they kind of listed out how they're going to improve their sales. Okay. And so the big thing is they're going to improve their chicken portfolio. So if you look at their menu and you break it up into like beef and chicken and fish, because I don't even think they offer salads anymore. I haven't been to McDonald's in quite a while.
Me neither.
But they rolled out a new chicken sandwich called the McCrispy. Sounds super original. And I had to look it up because how was this any different than the McChicken? Well, apparently a McChicken is a giant chicken nugget, where a McCrispy is an actual crispy chicken fillet. And it's on a potato roll bun. And instead of lettuce and mayonnaise, the McCrispy has crinkle cut pickles and it's topped with salted butter. Because that sounds healthy. Let's add extra salt. Let's add more butter and take off the little bit of lettuce that was on there. You know what I mean? Like, that's not, So they're also bringing...
no salads, by the way.
That's what I figured. Because anything of health would be gone. Not that I think McDonald's salads were healthy to begin with. No. But they're also bringing back the snack wrap, which was a chicken nugget, like a long chicken nugget in a tortilla with lettuce.
Delicious.
Oh, and then they have the chicken Big Mac, because once again, it's like they're chickifying their entire menu. Like, I get that beef prices are up, so let's just move over to chicken. They also mentioned that beverage growth is another area that they're exploring to generate sales. So much so that back in 2023, they launched 4 restaurants called CosMc. And I had to look this up because I had never heard of one, because they're only in Texas and there's one in Illinois. It is basically the McDonald's version of a Starbucks. It's a giant drink menu. They've got 72 drinks, 2 sandwiches, and 2 side dishes. And yes, the drinks are mostly coffee, iced coffee, slushies, and apparently all the working ice cream machines at McDonald's restaurants have been moved to these 4 locations because they have a whole line of milkshakes and McFlurries.
Oh, man. I don't want to go to Texas for a McFlurry. I've actually had a McFlurry.
Have you?
It was like 2002, I think. But I had one.
I almost, because people were talking about the Shamrock Shake and that it's coming back and da-da-da. And at first I was like, ooh, a milkshake sounds good. And then I remembered that it's a mint shake. So to me, I always think of that as like a toothpaste milkshake. And I don't want a part of that.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
Yeah. So, but you notice like they've been really doubling down on like their partnerships. Like they did a big partnership with, what was it, Sonic 3. They've done a partnership with Pokemon. And of course, I have an 8-year-old boy who's obsessed with those types of things. So every time we pass one, it's like, oh, can we please go to McDonald's? And I'm like, no, thank you. So,
no.
And I know they did the Minions. So my daughter was obsessed. And so, I mean, I feel like they're spending a lot of money for these partnerships to try to draw in. And maybe that's where that pestering advertising we talked about a couple weeks ago, that if your kids pester you enough, you're like, okay, fine, I will go to McDonald's if you stop asking me.
Yeah.
But is there enough pestering advertising to get McDonald's sales to go up? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Like, it's interesting. So I've kind of been poking around on their website and just kind of looking in general. And they have like, there's some things that they have as far as like promotional deals and stuff that I didn't even know were a thing. So apparently they paired up with a basketball player from the WNBA, Angel Reese. They paired up with her for a double barbecue bacon quarter pounder with cheese. I didn't know that was a thing. Not a clue.
Well, I will say that I did go to McDonald's last summer because my car broke down, and I picked the one spot where my kids would be okay being stuck. And so I saw a McDonald's with a playland, an indoor playground. So that was my safe spot because I figured, they could have fun for hours, and they did.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that as soon as I walked in, you don't go up to the counter and order anymore. You have to go to a kiosk and order. Yeah. Okay. And I didn't like that. I mean, I like being able to just tell you what I want. And you hit buttons. Okay.
Yeah.
And everything on their kiosk is laid out in such a way where everything you press, it gives you an upsell.
Yeah.
And I messed up on their order. And so then really funny, the machine was broken. It wouldn't even take my debit card. Like, it wouldn't take cash to begin with. And then for whatever reason, it wouldn't read my card. So I was like, I'm having issues. So
now you need people.
I need people. So I had to tell the machine I was having issues. So it printed out what it had so far. And I took it up to the front, and I stood there for 3 minutes until somebody went, oh, are you waiting on something? Yeah, I'm waiting on a person. And then I told him, I said, but this isn't what I wanted, and it wouldn't take my card anyway. And I specifically pointed out the machine that was having a problem, da-da-da. Do you think anybody came around that corner and checked that machine? No. I was stuck at that McDonald's for 5 hours. I watched so many people go to that machine and have problems with their card that I told them about, and not a single person did anything. My husband.
I don't even.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say there may not even be somebody who knows how to fix the machine.
Or just put a sign on it.
That part.
Out of order.
Yep.
My husband went in. He finally got there, towards the end, and he ordered lunch because he was starving. Mm-hmm. And he sat there waiting for it.
Yeah.
And he watched a guy walk in who was like DoorDash or whatever. And he's like, I'm pretty sure he just picked up my order. So he went up to the front and said, hey, did that guy just pick up my order? And the guy's like, I don't know. They had no idea what order was up on the counter. They had no idea that a DoorDasher just came in. I mean, it was bizarre. And then they go, oh, yeah, it looks like he did take your order. We'll have to make it again. And then
you do.
So he's standing there, and apparently whoever's making the burgers kept going, oh, I just made this order. I'm not making it again. So he had to sit there for like 10 minutes while they finally go, oh, somebody took my order. Let me make it again. I mean, it was just, that makes me never want to go to a McDonald's. Ever.
Right. And a lot of companies are moving to platforms like that. Like, yeah, because it saves them manpower. Like, they don't have to leave somebody up there just talking to people. God forbid. Like, I guess you get one in the drive-thru because it's a drive-thru and there's no order screen there yet.
But don't like, you ever do you ever go through the drive-thru and you're looking at like a menu board, and all of a sudden, as soon as you get up to the menu board, you have no idea what you want. Like, you could have known what you wanted, but as soon as you get to the drive-thru and you look through the menu and there's all these choices, you freeze. It's a game show moment. You don't know what to order.
Yes.
Just me?
Yeah, I have, for sure. No. Like, it's gotten to the point, so there's some of them that are just so overwhelming. Like, I like Del Taco. I actually like Del Taco better than I like Taco Bell for the most part.
Yes.
But, like, there's certain things I don't prefer, regardless. So we were having Taco Bell for lunch, I think, this past weekend. Or not Taco Bell, Del Taco. And I wasn't going with, so I pulled up the menu to look at what I wanted. Because I remember every time I go up there, this is what happens to me. I go and I'm looking at the menu, and instantly my brain's like, you don't know what you want anymore.
No.
And I'm like, there's just too much.
There is. But so, then I would also go as far as to saying that McDonald's used to have a gigantic menu, and now it only has 12 items, and none of them are good.
That part. Like, they don't have any diversity in their menu, and it's all just burgers. And
no, now it's all chicken because they're doubling down on chicken.
Yeah, the chicken.
And I would even go as far as to say the last time I had their fries, they weren't even good, and that used to be the whole reason to go to McDonald's was to get fries.
Yeah, the fries used to be the point.
So tell us down below. Have you been to McDonald's recently, and were you happy with your purchase, or did you have a good experience? Or are you just driving past McDonald's for right now? No real reason to stop.